I'm interested in your view of power and how to use and learn to use it wisely. So it's wise to ask a question about power. So one of the core things is whenever spirit is present, it's power that's present. Spirit is a power. It's the greatest power. And so as a person becomes more imbued, both awakening their life spirit from within and then receiving messages of spirit from without, right? Because the way the world is set up, um, um, spiritual energies, creative dynamics, images are trying to enter us all the time, especially at critical turning points in our lives. We have been taught not to understand it, but it actually is trying to get to us from the outside. And then when we do allow that to happen, we get power. Um, I'm trying to think of a way to make it more clear. So no matter what it is, whatever path of life, a person is called to heal, to be in a healing path. Healing is a power, the power to heal. It's very clear. So then you have, if that's the path, then you have the issues of the struggle with the power of healing. Look at the medical profession, as it's called, in the modern world. Very powerful, very wealthy people typically often having difficulty relating to the patients, in the big hospitals and so on, because they've moved away from understanding the source of power in medicine. That is to say, the healing power is shared between the healer and the patient. I mean, anybody that is learning about healing would actually learn that, but it's a power that it's actually another archetype where part of the power is in the healer who has knowledge, but the rest of the power is in the patient who, if they awaken, can tap their own inner power to heal. And the healing itself is a dynamic that exists as a powerful energy between the two, like how negative and positive poles can create an energy between them. I mean, it's the same thing as storytelling. Storytelling, I have learned by experience, happens between the teller and the audience. Both are necessary for the story to come to life. And so, no matter what the path is, when a person moves on the path, they gain power. And then with power comes the shadow of power and the misuse of power. And so it's amazing that it isn't more of a subject that's studied, but in rites of passage, it is a subject that's studied. And so, for instance, people that wind up on a strongly spiritual path are on a path with power. You take any kind of a spiritual leader, whether it's, let's take a religious leader, or take a leader like a guru type leader in the meditative world, they are accruing power in two ways: the awakening of knowledge and inner knowledge and knowledge from other realms is a form of power. They know more than other people. People attracted them because they know they have power. Then the people who are attracted project their own power onto those people, making them more powerful. And so then something has to happen so that power doesn't become trapped in the ego form of a person. Because when it's trapped in the ego form, then it wants usually a few things. Something like more power, more sex, more money. Something like that, more wealth. And so all of a sudden, the person who is the spiritual leader is now indulging in these other things that are the shadow of power. I hope I'm making sense. It's playing out all over the world in the Supreme Court and other places. And so wherever power is created, wherever it is projected, then you get the shadow of power. So that means that the person that is becoming knowledgeable, becoming skillful, is accruing power, and that then has to learn ways to deal with that. And that's why I keep mentioning that transformation requires another little death of the ego, so that the form that's coming out of the transformation is open and generous, connected more to the heart, more to compassion, and more to serving something beyond oneself.